it comes time now for OSPF, right? Now we have an issue here because EIGRP has the lowest administrative distance out of the 3 routing protocols, right? That's 90. RIP has 120. OSPF has 110. But I don't want to get rid of EIGRP. I don't feel like doing it. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to lower the administrative distance of OSPF. Okay? So no more said. When we get inside the lab, you'll see how it's done. So you don't have to hear my voice anymore. Well, you'll hear it anyway, but you don't have to see my face anymore. Let's go inside. All right, here we are inside the lab. Now we're going to do OSPF. But I didn't take out EIGRP. And EIGRP is the lowest, right, between RIP, EIGRP, and OSPF. EIGRP has 90 as the administrative distance. So one of the things that we're going to do here, all right, is actually not take out EIGRP, but change, I should say, change the administrative distance in OSPF to just a little bit lower than EIGRP. We'll probably put it to 80. So it'll look at that. We'll be lower than RIP, and then we'll be lower than EIGRP. So let's go ahead and give this a try, shall we? Let's go. All right, we're going to do config T. All right, and then we're going to do IPv6, router, OSPF 1. Look what happens. Well, I should have given you a message that says, hey, can create the process onto give you a router ID. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the router ID, all right, and it's going to be in, again, an IP version 4 format. So we're just going to use 4.4.4.4, all right, and we're also going to give it a distance of 80, okay? So EIGRP is 90, so now we're telling it that OSPF is 80. So that can make it to the routing table, all right? Then we go inside the interfaces, interface F0/0, and then we're going to do IPv6, OSPF, the process ID number, right? Yes, the process ID number, and then the area, which is going to be 0 because it's our backbone area, and in reality, that's what you would do for your first OSPF configuration. Your first routers will be your backbone area. So that'll be that. Do WR. Let's go to the next one. All right, let's maximize this, guys. All right, so we're going to do config T, IPv6, OSPF, or router OSPF, I should say. Router OSPF 1. There's the message. All right, so now we put in the router ID. We use 4, let's use 5. And then let's change the distance to 80. All right, so let's go into all the interfaces. S0/0/1, IPv6, OSPF 1, area 0. All right, so then we go into the other interface, which is 0. Okay, and then we do IPv6, OSPF 1, area 0, and then the fast Ethernet interface F0/0, IPv6, OSPF 1, area 0. Now, regardless, I should have gotten a full loading done that created a neighbor relationship. I have a sneaking suspicion that I did the same thing. I forgot to put it on this interface right here. So, pretty sure that's what I did. Let's go ahead and go to that interface. And this, okay, we got RIP, we got EIGRP. So now we're going to do config T. And then we're going to go interface S0/0/0, IPv6, OSPF 1, area 0, do WR. That should be working. Now you see the adjacencies getting done. So that means it did overwrite. Well, hopefully it overwrite. We'll look at it when we do the last router. Because we already did this particular router, correct? Yes, we did. Just to make sure. Yeah, we did. All right. And then let's go to this router now. All right, and we'll do the same exact thing. Config T, IPv6, router, OSPF1, get that nice pretty message. Router ID 6.6.6.6. And then distance, change the distance to 80. Then we go into interface S0/0/1, IPv6, OSPF, process ID, and the area is 0. Boom, full loading done. All right, interface F0/0. And then we got IPv6, OSPF1, area 0. There we are. Let's take a look at our routing table now. Just clear all this gibberish. Show IPv6 route. And now you see that by changing the administrative distance, now the EIGRP disappeared. And you can see that we have the 80 that we put in as the actual administrative distance of OSPF, which is really 110. So, but we want it, because we're lazy, we just wanted to keep EIGRP there. We didn't want to take it out. So now we just ping, like we've done before. So let's ping, but this time, you know what? Yeah, I'm copying this. Copy, paste, and then it's F. Connectivity, up arrow, what is it, 1100? Connectivity, and then always verifying. Remember, I was always telling you that. Always verify. You never, especially if that's what they're telling you in the test, make sure that you accomplish, that you verify that everything is done that you're supposed to do. So now we have, and it is funny if you look at it, because you're going to see all 3 routing protocols in there. Okay, but remember, what did we do? RIP by default, or not, RIP by default is 120. All right, that's his administrative distance. EIGRP is 90. It's lower than RIP, so that took over. And then we deliberately changed the distance for OSPF to 80, so you see all 3 routing protocols there. But I had to mess around with the administrative distance. But anyway, so that's your configuration for OSPF. Not bad at all. It's pretty simple. They actually made it better. We don't have to worry about networks. All we need to do is just do a little configuration, sometimes in global, and then just enable it on whichever interface we want to the process in. All right, so I'll see you outside the lab. All right, there you go. OSPF, IPv6, router, OSPF, process ID number. You got to give it a router ID. Then you go inside the interface, IPv6, OSPF, process ID number, area. That's where you put it, area. And then I put area 0, because that is your backbone area. In real world, that's the first area you're going to create. All right. In a lab environment, you can do whatever. But in real world scenario, no, you have to do area 0. But that's it. Oh, and we did change the distance inside there to 80. And when we looked at the routing table, you saw that whatever you got from OSPF, whatever you learned from OSPF, when you looked at the brackets, you saw that that first number, which is your administrative distance, was 80. So now it's cool, because when we looked at the interfaces, we saw a show start, you see RIP, EIGRP, and OSPF under there, where normally if you use only the defaults, EIGRP would be the only one in there, unless you have static routes, right? But if you change, that's what I'm saying, with all these routing protocols, whether it be IP version 4, IP version 6, you can tweak them, the distance and all that, and they can all coexist in there. But always the one with the lowest administrative distance is going to be in the routing tables. You saw all 3 of them were there, but only OSPF at the end made it to the routing table because he had the lowest AD, and it was 80. There you go, OSPF for version 3. See you in the next.